I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this.
The revolution will not be televised.
Show me my respect. And bow down. My respect and bow down.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out.
Wakanda forever!
The revolution will not be televised.
Let's have some fun.
The revolution will be live.
Welcome back to War TV Movie Reviews. I'm Jacob Connor.
And I'm Benjamin Pasley.
And today we're going to review Black Panther. In my opinion, it was really good.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. As far as story goes, it was much stronger than the Cloverfield Paradox. T'Challa is the king of Wakanda, which is an African country that's extremely technologically advanced, but it keeps that technology a secret, like, to sort of protect itself so they don't get, you know, raided or, like, they're not the focus of the world.
No other nation knows about their technology and their vibranium, which makes them so advanced. This is the strongest metal in the world, and it can basically do whatever in science. It can.
Yeah, it's a very flexible metal, like, along with, like, being strong, it also, like, just has a lot of purposes as different alloys and such.
From medicine to, you know, whatever.
But enough about that. We follow T'Challa, who is the king of this country, and his job, along with, you know, politics and such, is to keep the country a secret, and that's sort of the focus of this movie. Now, the acting was phenomenal.
Yes.
Chadwick
Boseman.
Chadwick Boseman plays T'Challa. He does an excellent job. Michael B. Jordan is Eric Killmonger.
Yes.
And
possibly the best villain in the Marvel Universe.
I gotta say, he really pulled this movie together.
Yeah.
Like, he was... It was a joy to have him on screen.
Michael B. Jordan's been on a hot streak lately with Creed, the movie Creed, the boxing movie.
Yeah.
He's been doing really well. And the director of this movie, Ryan Coogler, directed Creed as well.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I feel like definitely the strongest Marvel villain yet.
Mm-hmm. Because he's
very complex.
Yeah, he's a round character in this. He doesn't really change throughout the movie, but he has these viewpoints of where he's not like oh, I'm gonna go to Earth and blow everything up like every other Marvel villain, you know.
Like one
he goes in to Wakanda and explains his ideas. He says, hey, listen to me, you know, I might kill a few innocent people, but I have ideas and you need to listen, right?
Yeah, like one scene you'll be hating this guy, the next scene you'll be loving him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, soundtrack too. This movie was just an all-around like success for Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
The soundtrack was by far the most unique that's been in a Marvel movie, except maybe with Guardians of the Galaxy. But for the most part, it takes a very different look at the like basic, you know, superhero songs and music. Like it brings a more modern and interesting take to the music in Marvel movies. Now, all in all, I'm giving this movie a strong 8.5. The only thing that keeps it from that 9 for me is that a lot of the scenes where they tried to be comedic really just fell flat. Like, it's a serious movie. Don't go in there expecting to, like, you know, bust a gut. You know, just like go in there. You're gonna watch a good movie. It's not gonna be a funny movie.
Yeah, it's more serious than anything. I would also give it an 8.5 as well because a few things I didn't like about it. The inclusion of Claw.
Yes, Claw as a secondary villain. He kind of just showed up, did nothing, and that was it. Like, his character was over after he, like, accomplished nothing. There wasn't really a purpose for Claw, other than to sort of show off T'Challa's powers. T'Challa and him get into a fight early on, and it kind of shows off all the abilities T'Challa has.
Claw is his inclusion in the beginning of the movie doesn't really bring anything else to the movie. It doesn't add anything.
It doesn't add. It doesn't like
Right.
make it better. He's a good actor. He does great.
Yeah.
But like the character itself is flawed.
Also, some of the fighting scenes were really quick. You couldn't really
Yeah.
follow along that well with them.
The fights were not very strong. Like the previous Marvel movie, Thor Ragnarok, had excellent fights. Like they flowed wonderfully. But this, it was choppy. Like the camera kept cutting to different angles. It was hard to know what was going on. But that's not to say there were all bad fight scenes. There were a couple like great fight scenes.
Yeah. Also, the CGI in the cave scene. You remember that? The CGI was kind of spotty there. It didn't look finished.
Yeah, it was a little spotty. But other than that, excellent movie. I definitely suggest watching this movie. Like, great movie. If you're an adult, if you're a kid, like, you're obviously going to want to see this movie, but, you know, be prepared, because it's not the most clean Marvel movie. It's
Right.
It's got some cursing, got some pretty surprising violence. Like, there are a couple scenes where you might want to...
It's rated PG-13,
Okay.
but, I mean, you get what you pay for.
It's a little bit on the edge.
A little bit.
And that's going to be all for today. And join us 2 weeks from now for our review of Annihilation.